says live on my one, and I'm just making sure that the connection is good. So guys, welcome back to another very special episode of Box Mining. Today we have a man that needs no introduction himself. He's Tampon Zhao from Binance. He's also known as CZ. And obviously, a lot has been happening recently on the cryptocurrency markets, and we wanted to get an update on what's happening with Binance, one of the biggest exchanges around, and also get a feel of what CZ himself is doing. So CZ, welcome to the channel.
Yeah, Michael, thanks for having me. It's been a while. Good to see you again.
Great to see you.
Yeah, Stu, what's happening? I think a lot is happening in Binance and also in the industry now. So we see Bitcoin coming back to 12K, testing the resistance a few times. Binance has been doing a lot. The team has grown to about 1,500 people. So cool. That's a large team. For us, it feels like a very large team. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And there's a lot of stuff going on that I don't even know about. The team is fairly autonomous, and they just do stuff. Yeah, Michael, we added 16 derivatives contracts in July alone. So this is and we have 43 futures contracts in total, and eight leverage tokens. So that's so we're growing on the futures side very quickly, and the futures trading volume has grown from like $80 billion to 109 billion in July. So that's like a 25% growth in 1 month. And we also hit our all-time high for like 13 billion trading volume in July. So all of those things are pretty big. And there's a lot of stuff going on. We are shipping out the Binance card, which allows people to spend their crypto on Binance directly. So that's going on. That's already live with selected users in Europe. And we launched Binance Australia. So now people in Australia can deposit to Binance using a bank account directly. So there's a lot of other stuff going on, but I will not bore everyone with it.
That sounds a lot. So Binance cards, Binance futures, massive growth there. And so you talked a little bit about volumes right now. So do you see a spike in an increase in trading volumes, both on futures and on a Binance exchange as well?
Yes. So I think now we're not seeing a spike, but we're seeing steady growth. So typically the spike volumes are on the like sharp drops. So typically the market grows slowly and then a sharp drop. When during the sharp drop, those will be mass volumes. But when it grows, it typically grows a little bit slower. But we're seeing way more volume than before.
Got it.
So trading volume wise, we hit the record again for 17 billion in 1 day in July, and I think the previous one was in January 2018. So we have surpassed that level already.
Nice. So our question is, how about new signups? Is this coming from older users, or is it coming from new people coming into the space?
To be honest, there's a little bit of both. When Bitcoin price moves very quickly, we do see some old accounts being reactivated. So the accounts that haven't traded for a long time, they will come back. But also at the same time, the new user registrations are quite high. So we are seeing the new user registrations picking up definitely over especially compared to the last 2 years. Things are definitely picking up very quickly.
Got it. So it's kind of combination of both. That's great to hear that, because obviously I'm looking for that organic growth, more people coming into the space and more people getting interested. Obviously, one of the biggest topics right now is decentralized finance. And, I've seen you guys listing more and more coins. What's kind of your current view on DeFi overall?
I think DeFi is a really innovative space. So I think that's really good. Initially, when people talk about DeFi, people think about lending. So okay, you can lend your coins to something, but now you can lend the coins to provide liquidity, and then when the liquidity is good, people trade more and trade more easily. So I think automatic market makers are a real interesting invention. They're very simple in concept, but they actually work, or they work for specific pairs. And I think now, so I think that aspect of it will stay. So I think those are very good innovations. And at the same time, I want to say most projects in the DeFi space will fail. It does not mean DeFi is not good. It's just that only a few will succeed. The few that succeeds will succeed wildly. So, but when you're investing in the DeFi space, do be very careful. It's a new field. Majority of projects do fail. in any new field. So I think that there are some risks involved, but I think the industry growth is going to be big. So I quite like. We are very supportive of DeFi, and we're doing a number of initiatives in this area.
Do you think also, like, I think that's a very good answer. Like, some will succeed very well, and then some will obviously fail. I think that's a very, very good answer. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of, say, like these governance tokens, a lot of very fast value creation. Do you think we're going too fast, too furious here?
I will have to agree. I think, look, market always overreact. And I think the automatic market makers lending out coins to provide liquidity and getting a cut of the transaction fees, etc. Those things make sense. Having a token in there as additional incentive is okay, but when there's competition, everyone wants to give higher reward. So now they want to give 10%, 20%, 50%, 200% annualized returns. Those things don't last. So we're kind of back into a little bit of the transaction mining kind of, there's a lot of properties similar to that. So I would advise people be very careful with those kind of things. So the external rewards by issuing a new token depends very heavily on the token price, etc. And when there's a large number of new tokens flooding into the market, the price will necessarily drop. So those things generally don't last that long. It's good when it's last, but do know the risks.
Exactly.
But I do think that lending, getting an interest for providing liquidity and getting a cut of the commission fees, those models work, and those models typically I think will last. And we're actually thinking about, well, actually not thinking.